Manda found out you were leaving for Advina and said that the situation in Advina wasn't that great, and that if you really wanted to go, you should take something that might come in handy. Currently, Advina didn't have enough food because of the invasion of the Plagued Ones. If Manda hadn't given you that advice, you might have been kicked out of the village. Bella said that Advina is made up of useless people from the 11 nations of Trom, and complained that a burglar stole some items from her. You found Bella's items for her, but she suspected you of taking some of the items. You regretted doing her a favor. You found Aileen's study notes and returned them to her. You took a glance at the notes before returning them, and you were impressed by her writing skills. You might have met a future bestseller of the continent. Gilsey was worried about Danny, who he hadn't seen in the sanctuary recently. Despite his concerns, Danny was smiling at the pile of collectible silver coins that he had put together at the extension lot. He was grateful that he would be safe from the plague, thanks to the myrrh tree leaves you brought. But you did feel a bit uncomfortable with no one officially acknowledging your efforts. Littre felt guilty that his friend and girlfriend were turned into monsters with the experiment of the pagans because he took them to join the Redonimo. So he asked you to get their belongings and take them above ground. You took their belongings, and as you waited for the cremation, you recalled all of the deaths you have witnessed. You hoped that Littre didn't blame himself too much. Pagan Roner seemed to think that you were a Redonimo believer, posing as a rune hunter. He asked you to do a last-minute check to see whether the researchers got all the confidential documents. You looked through all the archives, but you couldn't find anything. At one point, you realized you were covered in dust and kept recalling how Roner said you looked like a bum.
Thanks to the Trom mythology, Bellatis is widely considered as the land of serpents. However, it has been confirmed that not everyone in Bellatis worships serpents. According to a recent investigation, most people in Advina, the Bellatis village consisting of refugees from all over the continent, believe in the 12 beings of Trom instead. However, each resident described the gods differently. This is believed to be due to the fact that the residents came from different parts of the continent. During the creation of Trom, the 12 primal beings shared their powers amongst themselves by sharing part of their souls. The sacred arms were created as the vessels to contain the souls of the 12 beings. And these sacred arms contained unquestionable powers of the 12 beings who created this world. A number of scholars were found guilty of having conducted an illegal human experiment. These scholars conducted research on creating more powerful Plagued Ones by combining multiple Plagued Ones together based upon their knowledge of the plague and the mutation. In the laboratory of these scholars, all sorts of Plagued Ones were found, composed of different combinations between humans and creatures. The scholars who took part in such experiments were expelled from Trom for charges of dishonoring the value of life and threatening the safety of the continent.
A pagan test subject dropped it? That's impossible. This pendant belongs to Prince Levia. He carried it with him all the time. Wait. Does that mean Prince Levia fell to the pagans? There's not many who know that Prince Levia is alive. How did the pagans know? This must never be disclosed to anyone else. Since the rune barrier has been restored, it would be best to leave Advina for the time being. One of our camps is located in the Nivis Mountains. There's too many ears around here, so let us talk there.
You're leaving? Well, I can't stop you. In the end, if you had visited during peacetime, do you think we could have spent some more time together? I've taken a liking to you. I thought we could become good friends. I suppose it doesn't matter now. Anyway, it was great getting to know you. Don't worry about the village. You've done your best.
How can I help you?
As the plagued ones disappeared along with the pagans, the people of Advina began to find peace and started rebuilding their settlement. They will soon be able to enjoy life as it was before. You headed to Nivis Mountains, following the guide Favina sent. The tombstone you found along the way stated that the mountaintop is the closest point to the sky. Following those words, you climbed to the sky along a steep slope. Nivis Mountains is a place where snowstorms fall all year long and is known as the most dangerous area in Bellatus. As the path became more and more difficult, you found yourself wanting to know every detail about the mountains.
By the looks of it, you look like a rune hunter. Are you headed to the militia camp? I was told that the road here would be rough and to be careful, so I'd wondered how bad it could possibly be. I didn't expect there to be so many creatures. In the moment, all I could think about was surviving, so I just ran. But in doing so, I lost all the cargo that was to be delivered. If you can, could you deliver it for me? I'm not confident I can go any further.
It's good to see that you made it. This is our camp. I don't know where to start. Can you give me a minute to think?
For something like that to happen to the trader, it seems there was a chance that we'd never receive our items. Many soldiers were shivering because of the cold. I just want to thank you, Rune Hunter.